boiled.
We've toiled.
And cooked up a storm in our humble kitchen.
Now we invite you on a gastronomical tour of KZN.
As we encounter the culinary genius of various chefs at our favorite restaurants in the province.
So join us on this journey as we traverse our beautiful province, right here on Love at First Bite.
Right, so we moved from the chicken wrap to the chicken biryani, or the other way around, and we're waiting for it to all bake and get ready, and now we're doing the quick fix chicken mince pie.
Right, and as we said, you can do this in advance. You can stick them in your freezer and they're going to be ever so beautiful. So to get cracking, just to tell you what we need, we've got 500 grams of chicken mince in here. I've got 2 chopped onions. We're not going to use so much of it though. And we have some store-bought pastry. The easiest thing to ever do is just buy pastry from the store. And this is already rolled out. It's ready to cut, to bake. It's ever so beautiful. We have a beaten egg just to brush the top of the pastries. I have a little bit of a chicken stock in here. And I've got some oil, and I've got all of these beautiful spices because they're chicken curry pies, all right?
Okay.
So there we go. I'm going to get some oil into the pan now.
What do you need? You need anything else?
Nope. So there we go. Just cover that very lightly. We'll get some onion in here. Right. Oh,
About
wonderful.
1 onion.
Yeah, I would say about 1 onion. There we go. And while that is frying, I am going to get a little bit of the fennel in here to fry with the oil. So I'm just going to put half a teaspoon of fennel. I'm going to put half a teaspoon of jeera. And we are going to fry that up. We got a teaspoon of garlic in here. I'm going to throw that in here. Wow. Just give that a stir. And I am going to put 1 teaspoon of dhania powder or coriander powder. I'm going to put a teaspoon of Kashmiri masala.
Only a teaspoon?
Yes.
You
and I'm
sure?
going to put a teaspoon of paprika.
Okay.
All right. And
Mix it all up.
we're going to put
Salt.
Yes, we'll put the salt in after the mince. So if you can pass me the mince.
Do you want to mix the mince up or just put it in like
No,
this?
you just throw it in. It's
Okay.
just already pre-washed and all of that. So there we go. And I'm just going to break that in here. But I'm going to add the chicken stock as well so we don't have to add some unnecessary water. You can actually put a little more water just to rinse out that beautiful stock. All right, so here we go. You can drop that in. About half a cup of water. Okay. And give that a good old mix.
There we go.
And if you want to, and if you're a fan of peas, you can actually get some peas in here. So you got chicken and peas.
Okay, I'll be back in half an hour. I'm going to the store. No.
No, we don't like peas.
I
right.
like peas.
All
She
right.
doesn't like peas, so we don't eat peas.
There you go. That's a good compromise.
Yes.
So I've got salt in here, and I am going to just drizzle salt over.
A teaspoon of salt?
Yes, there we
Okay.
go. Absolutely beautiful. Curried chicken mince. Right, and that's already done.
You don't, oh, all right. You
Right,
don't want to
so
cook it, overcook it, because
We're still going to
have
cook it in the
bake
oven,
that.
but actually this is cooked. If you wanted to eat a spoonful of this, you could.
Right, so I'm stir frying here and getting this
I
sorted
think
out.
that's nicely dry now. So you can actually just take some of that mince out, and you can even put into the lid and just let it cool.
All
so
of
that-
it, or just for your filling?
Yes, I'm just going to do 2 for now.
Okay.
And so this is butter pastry. Easiest thing
So,
is
so
that
hang on, how much would you need?
I just need 2 scoops of that maybe.
All right.
Oh, there we go. In fact, that's enough.
All right.
Right, the less you put in there, the better it'll cool.
Okay.
Right, so there we go. So there we go. Butter pastry, store-bought, very easy, does lots of beautiful, takes away all the hardship of getting your pastry
Okay, while
exactly
you're doing
right.
that, I'm getting the paste, I just need to taste this, right?
Yes, you may.
Okay.
Right, so
I'm
I've
not
got
a
a
mess the spoon.
grease tray, and I have got the pastry here. And the lovely thing about store-bought pastry, or the pastry that you're going to make and store in your freezer as well, is that please ensure that you wrap it in paper so that it doesn't stick. As you can see, it almost wants to stick. All right?
Oh, right. Oh.
There you go.
So if you don't have that paper, you're going to have a problem,
Oh,
right?
yes, you're going to just have a huge, big mess. So I'm just going to very lightly flour this, and I'm using some maizena. Actually, it doesn't matter whether you use flour or maizena. That's perfectly fine. All right, so there we go. I can then just spread that around with my hands. Okay, can you just stir that so that it cools
With the
quickly,
same spoon?
if you want to.
Just to get the...
So I'm just using a little cutter.
If it's too hot, you won't be able to handle it?
Yes,
or?
so the idea about pastry is that it needs to be as cool as possible. So we need 2 for every pie. So
2 of those pieces?
yes, so 1 for the top and 1 for the bottom. But of course, if you wanted to fill quite a large amount of mince into the bottom of a ramekin bowl, you would then just place the lid on it and bake it. So I have some beaten egg in here as well. I've done an egg wash. So to do an egg wash, you just beat an egg, you add a little water and just mix it together. And also please remember, when you are keeping your pastry, it needs to be in the freezer, all right? So all I'm going to do is I'm going to get the egg wash in here.
That's pretty cool.
And I'm just going to do all of the sides. So it's going to serve as a bit of a glue. You see that?
The egg wash.
Yes, the egg wash serves as
So
a
I
glue.
did a very good
job making the egg wash.
Yes.
Yes. All right, so there we go. So we're going to get about a teaspoon of mince in there.
Do you need a teaspoon?
I have one here.
Okay.
So as you can see, we've just lined the outside with the eggs, and that's going to ensure that it sticks together. And I am just going to get...
Before you put it in, it's very important to taste.
Again, yes, it's very important. All right, so there we go. I'm just going to make sure that it stays in the middle, so you could use your hands for that. Do you like it? All right, so I'm just doing those 2 for now, and I'll just scoop
You don't
that
think I put
together.
more in there?
Yeah. How's that? Does that suit you? How's that? You don't want to load them too much because they are then going to just pop open. I'll take the top of it and I'll just match the design and throw them over like that. You see?
There
so
we
it's not
go. Wow,
too...
this looks like Christmas pies.
Yeah, almost, eh? Little fruit mince pies.
Yeah.
So there we go. So we've got
think
that
it's the
down
design.
there. And you can press that one down if you like. Not too hard so that it sticks. And I'm just going to get the fork and I'm just going to make some imprints on the edges. You
More
see that?
than just a design, it
Yes,
seals it, all
it's
right?
going to be sealing it clever.
Yeah.
All right, so there we go.
I only look like this.
You just make the imprints with a fork, and as Kabeshan says, that is going to ensure that it does seal. So there's our beautiful little pies, and if you make dozens of them, you could freeze them like this, or you could freeze them already baked and just warm them in the morning.
Okay.
So that's almost ready. I think our tandoori should be ready. Our biryani is just steaming so beautifully there.
So you
Loving
want
it.
to check the tandoori before we close this, or?
No, these are done. We just got to put them in the oven now.
Now, one of the exciting and expected accompaniments to biryani is the bit of a sour milk salad. It basically helps to cool
The tummy.
the tummy.
Well, actually, it's served cold, and I have here a cup of yogurt, which I'm just going to drop in here.
However, some people try to trick you
Yes.
because in this cooling sour milk salad, they put chili.
Yes.
So,
So I have some crushed
Ask.
mint that Kabeshan has chopped. So we're just going to throw that in. That's a tablespoon of the crushed mint. And I'm just going to put let me put 2 tablespoons
Of diced
cucumber.
yes.
And we are just going to put some salt in here. So I'm going to say like a pinch of salt. And you're going to give that a mix.
Oh, okay.
All right. there you go. Beautifully mixed, and that's it. That's a sour milk salad all done. And if, as Kabeshan says, you choose to put some chopped chili in there,
No,
if you'd like to,
no.
you could actually add that, but it does defeat the purpose because the idea of the sour milk is just to be a cooling agent to the biryani. It's served cold, and that's it.